Our kids have been through a lot over the past several years, dealing with the pandemic and its aftermath, on top of just regular kids stuff. Has more young people than ever in need of mental health care. And at an event next month, it aims to help more local kids get access to those resources. And joining me now is Jamie Katz from the Pediatric Behavioral Health Network. Thank you for being here, and thank you for what you do.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
So what are some of the stressors that have led to an increase in the emotional distress of children?
Well, I think it's important to back up and realize that this increase in emotional distress, we've been tracking it since about 2011. And I think another important thing to consider is that kids are distressed because distressing things are happening. And having distressing feelings is perfectly normal and perfectly legitimate in response to life circumstance. So kids have increasing social and academic pressures. And if you're a kid that has unstable housing or you're food insecure or you have safety concerns, then again, it is perfectly legitimate to feel sad or anxious or distressed. So I think one thing that we need to consider in the midst of this uptick in emotional distress is that it's a normal reaction to abnormal events.
How can parents help support their kids, and when do you know when it's time to reach outside the home for help?
So kids are strongly affected by their parents' health and circumstance. So as a parent, one of the greatest things that you can do is you can model for your kid that you know how to manage difficult circumstances and you know how to access support. So you can demonstrate that for them. You have a hard day at work, come home and say you had a hard day at work. And show your kids, you know what, I had a hard day, so I'm going to call grandma, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to sit with the dog. And after you've done those things, explain to your kid that those things helped you go from maybe a 10 down to a 5. And in terms of helping our kids, again, kids are going to feel sad and distressed at different points in time, and that's legitimate. When your child is having difficulty with daily life, when they're not sleeping okay, they're not eating okay, they're not getting to school, they're not doing the things that they typically enjoy, that's when you need to have a collaborative conversation with your child. And you need to literally sit alongside them and talk about what you're seeing, how they are feeling, and what they think might help them and what they think is not helpful to them.
Tell me about Changing Minds, what it is and how people can get involved.
So Changing Minds is a terrific event coming up. Tickets for the Seattle event are available through this Friday. Tickets for the Tacoma event are available through May 11th. And it's a great opportunity to come together as a community and to hear from experts in your community about all of the initiatives and the energy that's being put into the welfare of kids and families.
It really is such an educational event in that sense. And if you are struggling and you want to know more about what's happening, it's a really great place to be. That's what I've learned in the years that I have been hosting it, and I'm again hosting it this year. So I'm glad to be there, and thank you so much again for all you do. It is really important we save these kids right now and make sure they are supported. And make sure you register for Changing Minds. It is May 3rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Sheraton Grand Seattle. Again, like I said, I'll be there hosting the event. I'd love to see you there. You just need to act quickly, though, because registration closes on April 21st, which is just in a few days. So make sure you get on that.